like I was saying, the dress length I'm working with is 35, right? So that 35 minus my half length is going to be, my half length is 17.5, so that is going to also give me about the same 17.5. So what I was trying to explain to you is that the dress is basically a kimono top part, like a doorman top part, and then the bottom is a straight skirt with a circle skirt on top of it. But the circle skirt on top of it, they made sure to make it wider than what it's supposed to be. That way they can add pleats to it. So let's say the person's waist is like waist is like 30. You can add, like, let's say 15 or 10 inches more to it. That way you can be able to before you cut the circle skirt, that way you'll be able to pleat it, right? So that you can get that pleat on the circle skirt. So we're going to start with the, and another thing is that the circle skirt on top of the straight skirt is going to be shorter. So let's say my skirt here, it's about 17.5, like I said before. I added 1.5 to it for the seam allowance, half an inch of joining the upper part to the bodies, 1 inch of folding the end. The second one, which is the circle skirt that is going to drape on top of this, I will make it shorter by 1.5 or at least 1 inch, depending on you. So you're going to shorten the one on top of it. So now let me go ahead and cut this straight skirt. You see what I have here, folded into two, folded into two. The width of the first one on top, which is my front panel, is my hip divided by 4 plus 1.5. Hip of 48 divided by 4 is 12, plus 1.5 is 13.5. Go up to my waist, add my waist divided by 4, add about 2 inches to it here. Come down from my waist to my hip, which is 10 inches difference on this line here. Insert on this line my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5. I add 0.5 to it, but if you want, you can just make yours tight. But I want it a little bit free. I don't want it like a pencil skirt. Since something is going to be draping on it, there's no need making the skirt too tight. So my 1 inch is for seam allowance, half an inch is just for ease. So I have 13.5 here. Connect it from the waist to the hip, and then I'm going to leave every other thing straight. Like I said, it's not a pencil skirt. Pencil skirt, now you would have come in here by 1.5 and then made it this way. But like I said, this is a straight skirt. If you look at it, you see that the skirt underneath is just straight. It's not gumming to their body. So now all I have to do is just to cut out this part, and then I'm going to also insert a dart. That's why I added 2 inches to the waist part, because of my dart. So I've cut out this part now. So for my dart, I just have to come in here by breast point divided by 2, it's 4. Come down here, mark an 8-inch dart. So your dart is supposed to stop 2 inches before the hip length, and if my hip is at 10, 2 inches before that is 8. So half an inch on each side. That is going to be my dart. And then after that, I also I'm going to split open the back panel, which is the 1 inch of my zipper allowance right here. So now I'm just going to go to the sewing machine, pick my darts, 2 sides of the front, 2 sides of the back, like this. Pick that half an inch here, do the same on the back and join it together, and then we'll go over and cut our skirt. You're not going to join the pencil dress yet, so let's cut the skirt. This is what I'm using for the skirt here. So it depends on you. If you want, you can cut it as a circle skirt 360, or if you want, you can cut it as half a circle, right? Anyone you decide to do. Let me go ahead and fold mine first. Next thing is just to take your fabric like this, open it up, fold it into 2, right? Make sure you're using the widest part of your fabric. We are cutting the circle now, and remember, the next step is to take your fabric, fold it into 2. Now we are cutting half a circle. If you have enough, you can cut full circle. Next thing is that I'm going to take my waist 36 plus 10 inches. I'm not doing plus 15, I'm just going to manage 10, right? So 10 plus like 1 inch of seam allowance or whatever. So let's say I decide to do 36 plus 11. That's including my seam allowance and everything, right? This is my waist. 36 is around my waist, plus 11, which is the extra that I added. Like I was telling you guys, for you to be able to do the pleats, you can even do your waist plus 15. That's including seam allowance and the pleats and everything. So now the next thing is that this 36, now I'm going to add it to 11, so that will be 47, right? So 47, if I add the two of them together, my waist plus the extra that I need for seam allowance and everything, that will be 47. So that 47 now, I'm going to divide it by 3.14, right? So I'm going to have about, call it 15 inches for the waist of this here. So you're supposed to take your tape now, go ahead and mark that 15 all the way like this, right? And then after that, the length of my pencil skirt with the seam allowance was about, let me measure it again. It was what I was working with was 17.5 is the length I want to have when I'm done, but plus 1.5 of seam allowance, I ended up with about 19, right? So now what you're going to do is that I'm going to subtract 1.5 from the length of my pencil skirt. That's including my seam allowance and everything. I'm just going to remove 1.5 from the length of this one. So whatever is left, I'm going to take away the seam allowance for sewing this one and everything from this same length still. You understand? So it will shorten it even more. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it now. So instead of the 19 that I have here, minus 1.5 is going to give me 17.5, right? So now let's say that I went ahead now and marked the 14.5 that I got initially, and this is what I got, right? Like I said, you're going to just take your fabric, fold it into two. It's supposed to be wider than this, but you see I'm managing my fabric here. So you mark the first measurement that we got after dividing the total of our waist plus our extra, divided it by 3.14. You've marked it, right? So now the next length you are going to mark now is the skirt itself, the length of the skirt plus the length of the skirt after subtracting our 1.5 from the length of the pencil one, because it's supposed to be shorter. So now let's say that is somewhere here. Let's say it's 15. You're going to go ahead and take your tape now and mark the total of that 15 all the way again. So when you cut it out now, this part, you're going to take it, cut out this part, cut out this part, you understand? And this part here is going to remain your skirt. So guys, this is my pencil skirt. If you look at it, you see my straight skirt, not pencil. So you see how it looks straight all the way down, not curved in. You see, I've picked my dart here and here. I've not ironed it though, but this is what it looks like in the meantime. So I'll get my circle parts now. This is it here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take it the way it is now. Find the center of this skirt here. So take it, the two ends here are going towards the back, right? The two ends here are going towards the back. So now I need to find the center, which is here. I'm going to go ahead and notch it, and then find the center of my pencil skirt too and notch it, right? Now I'm going to open up my pencil skirt. Sorry, I keep calling it pencil, straight skirt. And then I'm going to take the same notch on this one to place it on this one here. You see the notch here? You see the notch on this one? The two center parts are meeting each other. So now all I have to do is to go ahead and pleat. So I'm going to pleat from one end to the other. So let me pin this down first, and then we are going to go ahead and start to pleat. So once you pin it down, you start your pleat. First you fold it once, and then fold. You're making like a kissing pleat, right? Fold the next one to face it, but it's not going to be plenty because remember, we don't have enough fabric, except you have enough flail to make it big, right? It's just tiny pleats that you're making. The first one, I'm going to go ahead, fold another one, and then make the next one facing it. Go ahead, make another one just like that. Make the next one to face it just like that. So just fold the first one like this, turn the other one over. So you're going to go one and then go back again, just like that, all the way to the end. Once you finish, use a very small stitch to hold it on top with 1/2 inch. Once that is done, then we are going to take it together, bring it, and then we are going to join it to the top. Guys, like I was trying to explain to you, the top here, what we are going to do is that I've already told you how you're going to measure the elastic you will use for it, from your shoulder to the sleeve, right? And then you're going to take, let's say this is the elastic here. You're going to say, let's say you measure it and you get like 10. You're going to take it, start from the tip of the neckline here, because if you look at it, you see this is my neckline here, you see? So this is the shoulder here. So you're going to start from the neckline here, place your elastic inside, and then from that point there, you're going to pull it all the way to the end and sew it down. You understand? So let's say it's 10" that you got, just use it here to pull the whole thing together like this. But you're going to make it that more gather, you have more gather towards the upper part of the shoulder than towards the part going into the sleeve. That's how you're going to make it. You understand? So you're just going to take your elastic, hold it, put it like this, underneath it like this, and then start sewing. And as you're sewing, you're putting the elastic on below it, but try to make more pleats towards this part here, so it will align with our bust part here. So it will align with this bust pleats here also. And then towards the end of the sleeve, just sew it down. It's just going to pull it together, but not as much pleat as what you're going to create yourself towards this part. So once it's done, you see, I've closed up the side here. So all I have to do, finish up this other side here, and I'll join the two of them together. So guys, the dress is ready. As you can see, I've finished everything on it. I've added my zip, and this is how I added the zip. So basically, if I turn it, you see, so when you go to sew the back, you're going to join everything together. You see the skirt parts, all the seams are inside one, except the pencil skirt came down even longer. The skirts, the circle skirt, all of them are inside one seam, and then the zip is zipping up for everything. You see, all of them are here, you see. So now this is what it looks like here. So when you pull it, you see the back is being held down by this stitch here. It's even better that way. When the wind blows, it doesn't blow up this one. Even if it blows it up, it's just in the front and not at the back, because remember, this is a mini dress, right? So this is the front, and like I told you, use elastic to pull the shoulder. You see, this is my elastic here on the seam of the shoulder. So once you put it down, you're going to use it to pull it. You see, if I pull it now, it's still back to the same shoulder it was before. And that's basically it here. If I wanted it more fitted, I would have taken it in more, but I like it the way it is at the moment. And like I was telling you, you're going to pleat it. So before you start to pleat the circle on top, make sure that the waist of your pencil skirt, you've picked your dart and everything is exactly what your waist is supposed to be. And then you go ahead and pleat it. Make this pleat on top of the pencil skirt, hold it down with a little seam, and then join it to the back, to the top, and put the zip at the back. So that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please guys, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.